Hi, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Tara.
And I'm Aria, and you're listening to the Rom-Com Detectives.
Welcome to Rom-Com Detectives, episode 37, Shotgun with the Devil. Today we'll be talking about the finale of Lucifer season 1, Take Me Back to Hell. This episode originally aired on April 25, 2016, and was written by Joe Henderson and directed by Nathan Hope. And joining us today for this special episode is our first Lucifer rom-com consultant, Aria. Say hi, Aria.
Hello.
So, could you start off by giving us a bit of a fan background on yourself?
Well, I started watching Lucifer before Lucifer was actually a show. It was just the upfronts. I saw the description and I was like, oh, that's my show. I got to watch that. So I remember watching when the actor for Dan was not the actor for Dan. And then I caught the show as it went live. I guess, what was it, 2016, 2015, somewhere in there. And I was hooked pretty quickly. I think the episode that really grabbed me was the wingman one where Amenanil and Lucifer got to kick some butt together, and we're actually kind of had some camaraderie going there. I really enjoyed that, and I was a pretty big fan ever since.
You're a fan fiction author, right?
Yeah, I am a fan fiction author. I tend to do this with shows that I obsess about, where I just want more of the good thing, and there isn't more, so I have to write it myself. I started reading fan fiction right after the season 2 finale, because I'm like, you can't leave it there. And I noticed that there really weren't that many fan fiction authors yet, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to start. So I wrote my own season 2 continuation, and then it sort of became tradition. So I wrote a season 2 continuation, a season 3 continuation, a season 4 continuation. Unfortunately, they were getting so long at that point, my season 4 continuation wasn't done until like season 5 was already airing. So after that, I didn't do anything else. But that's about it.
That was kind of one of the differences too, right? With because the early seasons were on network TV and there were long waits between episodes and between seasons. So I think there was a lot more of that what's going to happen fan fiction out there just because people were like, I have to wait how long for what? So
Well, I remember there was a really long wait between season 4 and season 5, which worked out for me because that was the longest fic that I have ever written. And like I said, I was only starting to post that, I think, when 5B started airing, not 5A. So yeah, I got behind, and then I just became a watcher again instead of a writer.
Okay, so it caught my attention. You mentioned you were watching when the original actor for Dan was this kid. Can you clear that up for us, because we weren't sure. Neither Tara or me was watching at that point. Like I was like watching after it was all out, so I was like a late fan. But how did that episode with the original actor air? Like, was that what was broadcast, or did they film it and then like I don't really understand how that, like, when did they ever air the pilot with Kevin Alejandro in it?
I'm going to be honest. It's been long enough that I do not remember if I actually watched it or if I watched a pirated copy. So,
Okay.
I don't remember if it was actually because typically what network television used to do is like every May-ish time frame they would have upfronts, and then they would order things to pilot, and you could occasionally see pilots for things floating around the internet. I think that's how I watched it, but it's been long enough, I just don't remember. I definitely remember seeing not Dan though.
Okay. That's his official name now, not Dan Dan.
Yeah. And it was that, I mean, back then, like, so with the original casting, Trixie makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna.
And her two blue-eyed parents, and she's just like, yeah, recessive, I don't know. Not that you can replace Trixie.
No, there's no replacing Trixie. Okay, so before we get into the case briefing, before I forget, I wrote this down specifically so we can get into this, but Tara and I have invented a new word.
We have, it's the best word ever.
It has to do with how we're so obsessed with this pickle that was on Amenadiel's plate a couple episodes ago.
Again, for those who missed it,
Okay.
it was a full-sized giant dill pickle whole on his plate
Of
of
steak.
steak at a fancy steak restaurant. Raise your hand if anyone has ever served you a whole giant dill pickle while eating a steak at a fancy steak restaurant. I believe no one will raise their hands except Amenadiel.
Maybe he just really liked pickles and he asked for one. I mean, if it's a fancy place, they'll cater to you.
I mean, Amenadiel is very awkward, so that
It
could
is the kind of
explain
thing he
things.
would ask for, probably. Not paying attention to it.
The whole kitchen staff was like, "What? Do we
He
even
wants
have any?"
He sends some guy out to the corner store. It's like the bodega down the street. We need the biggest dill pickle you got. This is gonna stand in for, like, phallic symbolism in a second, so, like, it needs to be big, okay? Just give us a big dill pickle.
Are
Anyway.
we sure this was like a pickle and not a zucchini?
Oh no, it
Oh.
was a pickle. We went
It's
back and we
definitely a
looked at it.
pickle.
It's a pickle.
Interesting. Okay, that's
Which
an
led
interesting
to
catch.
our new word.
Since what we do on the show is we just nitpick, we're gonna call it nitpickling now.
Nitpickling. I like it.
I have a real nitpickle about this one, guys. Yeah.
There you go. New word.
So Tara, the text you sent me earlier makes sense now about the pickle. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't pre-warn you about our pickle fixation.
All right, I got it.
All right, let's get to the case briefing. So the victim in this one is Jacob Williams, who was actually a victim in the last episode too, but the episode starts right where the last one ended. The cause of death was a gunshot to the head. Motive is devil worship. The killer was Malcolm. There weren't actually too many guest stars. I mean, there's we talked about Heather Tom before, who plays Malcolm's wife. She's a big soap star. And then there's Kevin Rankin. And then the only one of note, there were a lot of like cop number 1, cop number 2 kind of thing people credited on the IMDb page, but the only one was the guy who played Tommy. He was played by Danny Watley. He is from Superman and Lois, and he was actually on the X-Files episode Teleco. He played the first officer, which I'm guessing it means he was the first on the scene, which means he died.
As you do.
Okay, episode breakdown. It picks off right where episode 12 left off. Chloe's pointing her gun. She told him he's under arrest, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So, and Lucifer he was already feeling pretty down because of everything that happened, and now Chloe's arresting him, so he feels very betrayed. And
Lucifer's no good, very bad day. That's what's happening.
Exactly.
I remember the opener to this one because this is my only criticism.
Oh yeah, go right into it.
Oh, or you will.
You have any number of people staring directly at Lucifer, who disappears right in front of them, and they're just like,
"Oh, where'd he go?"
A little weird. Instead of like having like a total existential crisis, they're like, he must be somewhere, and it's like, what the hell? This is not realistic at all. And like, I get that it's a show about the devil and all this stuff, and none of it is realistic, but that pushed it a little too far for me. And Chloe is just like, it's fine.
Chloe, it's even better because Chloe's like, he can't have gotten far, and you're like,
yeah, exactly. Okay. And I'm like, this is not how a human reacts to like anything like this.
And like, there's napkins flying in the air, but nobody thinks to go look behind the bar. Like, that would be my first reaction: is he back there?
My first reaction would be, holy hell, did I accidentally take some shrooms? Like, what?
Sure
See?
hope my boss doesn't find out since I'm on duty. Like,
See, you've got the nitpickling down.
yes,
Okay. All
nitpickling
right. There
done.
you go. Well, that is like my one thing. Like I cannot get over it. Like every time I watch this episode, it pulls me out every time because I'm just like, what now?
Also, since it's obvious from the dialogue that Lucifer didn't call Amenadiel, so this was just like, was Amenadiel just like
Chilling
hanging out,
upstairs.
waiting for like
He's on the balcony.
the perfect time to like swoop in? He's like, no, not yet, not yet. I'm gonna give it another second. Oh, yeah, no, this line, maybe, no, I'm gonna give it, yes, now. And then you were like, it was very artistically done, Amenadiel. Very artistically done.
But like the reason that the officer shoots at him is because he's pretending that he's reaching for a weapon.
Yeah.
And like the whole time, like Chloe's like begging the officers not to shoot because he's unarmed, and so like that's why they actually fire the weapon. I would have thought that that guy would have been dismissed from the scene or something.
He shot him so completely that he disappeared. That's what happened. Like,
I mean,
magician level shooting. Amazing.
What was in that
at the
gun?
very least, there would be a lot of paperwork about the bullet that was missing from the gun now. Yeah.
All right, so the next scene, we get our answer. It was Amenadiel who took him, and it's funny because Lucifer mentions, never talk about how you just carried me like a baby, which is a great image to have in your head.
Yes. Many a fan art was, I believe, born from that. Go out and look, kids. It's there.
It's a running joke on the show too, isn't it?
Mhm.
Doesn't Lucifer carry Amenadiel like a baby later on, and they comment on it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
okay. I'm vaguely remembering.
Speaking of running jokes, though, it's actually raining in LA this time, Tara.
I know. And I was like, is it actually raining in LA, or did they just have to like make it artistically rain in LA because they needed the they're like, of all the times that we're not in Vancouver, we need rain. He's having a moment. Yes, I thought the rain definitely jumped out at me too. He does look super good though in that scene.
Yeah.
Like very losing his mind. It's great. Nice guy liner happening. Very disheveled. It's a good look. It's a good look, Lucifer.
So all this time, I thought Amenadiel took him to the roof of the Roosevelt, but which is also in Hollywood because Lux is in Hollywood. But it's actually a hotel in downtown LA, so he actually flew him quite a way.
Well, they couldn't stay too close, or else the cops would be able to find them.
Okay.
He can't have gotten far.
Okay.
He must be on the roof.
Actually, he got quite far though. Okay, so at the scene, everybody's investigating. Dan is there. Malcolm shows up and he's like, "Oh, what happened to Lucifer?" And he tells him that he's on the run. And then a cop shows up with one of Maze's blades. He actually cuts himself on it. And Malcolm offers to take it to the station and he pockets it. Chloe pulls Dan aside and says, "Okay, I'm gonna bring this up later because this is my bad." She pulls him aside and she wants to tell him why she feels Lucifer is innocent. And she says that Lucifer is a guy who always talks about passion and desire, but this murder has no passion, so he can't have done it. And I was just like, what is that? It doesn't
We
make
all know
any
that if
sense for me.
Lucifer had committed this murder, he would have bashed this guy's face in. What? There aren't enough wounds for this to be Lucifer. My God. Have you seen that guy lose his temper? Pounds
That's
of
a really, really good point. Like, why didn't she just say he's my friend and he wouldn't do it?
I know. Anything else would be better than this. It was such a thin excuse, and Dan is just like buying it. He's just
If Lucifer was going to kill someone, he would be totally smeared against the wall. There'd be lots of passion, right? Yeah.
And they don't even know about his superpowers. So, I mean, let's be honest here. Though I will say Lucifer does not strike me as a gun guy ever. In fact, he usually just throws them away when he comes across them. So
He
on that note,
used a gun to bean someone in
exactly.
season 3. took
So
the gun and
it
threw
wouldn't have been a gun to the shot to the head. It would have been like blunt force trauma to the face with a gun.
It would have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you could also argue that maybe he's scared of guns too, because he actually, the first time he got actually wounded was from a gunshot.
Fair.
And what happens at the end of that episode too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a cop comes by and says they found the murder weapon for the priest, and Chloe orders it to be tested for prints. But Dan already knows that it's going to have Lucifer's fingerprints on it because that's the gun that he got out of lockup for Malcolm. What was it,
I like how
two
Dan.
or three episodes ago? It was before
Yeah.
the kimchi rice incident, right?
Exactly. Kimchi rice, knit pickle. We have a lot of knit pickles that have to do with food, I find.
Yeah, okay, so you remember the scene where Dan kicks his kimchi rice out of his hands, and then he picks it up off the disgusting
Malcolm
basement
picks
floor
it up. Yeah.
and
Oh,
eats
yeah.
it? We were like, how is he not dead eating that rice? That's disgusting.
Yeah. We're still traumatized. That I feel that and the pickle might have been the same episode. Oh my God.
Oh no.
I do like how Dan is kind of like, I don't know, Chloe. I don't know, Chloe. And then he takes one look at the gun and he's like, oh, yeah, Lucifer was framed.
But they've got to go talk somewhere private. And so the show takes us back to the rooftop. And Lucifer had asked Amenadiel, he had told him, oh, just take me back to hell. I'll go willingly now. I'll do whatever you say.
Sad
Because
Lucifer.
that's what Amenadiel has been after this whole time, is making him go back to hell and do his job. But now Amenadiel won't take him back. And he says it's because he still can't own up to his his own mistakes. He's like, well, we've used people and people have died because of us. And it's like, no, dude, it's because of you.
Yeah. Amenadiel was really, really a piece of work in season 1. Yeah.
Pickle notwithstanding.
He was a piece of pickle, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Sorry. I'll even say that like a proper Canadian. Sorry, not even.
But so Amenadiel wants Lucifer to help him find Malcolm so they can send him back to hell. And Lucifer agrees. Sounds like fun. And so they go to Amenadiel's office. And he like lies down on his couch. And this was such good timing. I love that they came up with this scene. He lies down, he's doing a pretend therapy session, and just then Linda knocks, and when he pops his head up, she can't believe it. She's so immediately pissed because she's like, you're stealing my patient.
Because really, that's the only other time she's seen Amenadiel, and he's probably like disappeared for the last little while as Dr. Kanan because he doesn't need her anymore. So she's just like, oh, he's finally back. I'm gonna go say hi. What are you doing here?
She's like so you can tell she's like so immediately mad at both of them because it's like he's stealing her patient and he's like cheating on her with another therapist.
In the same building.
It's been like, I don't know, it's been at least like 5 years at this point since I've seen this episode, and it's playing in my head. I can see the whole thing. I may have watched it a few too many times.
I love the way he pops his head up like, I've been caught.
Well, and also it's Lucifer, so he's just like, you're the person we need. Like, he's not thinking, oh, she thinks I'm cheating on her with another therapist, because he's like, this is just Amenadiel. He's just, at least he didn't take, speaking of nit pickles, at least he didn't take Lucifer to the room that contains only a bed with flowy chiffon curtains and
his love
bajillions
nest.
of candles.
Oh,
Like, you let the rent go on that one? Like, I don't know. Wait, what are you doing, Amenadiel?
And what does the landlord think when they come in to like clear the place for the next tenant?
You're like, a porno was shot here. I mean,
y'all get spicy. I like it.
Can't take me anywhere. I mean, come on, though. That is what they thought.
It looks just like it. It's the candles, right?
Is that a wind machine? Like, what?
The plot twist is this is LA, right? So maybe that actually was what it was.
Oh,
He's just renting
totally.
out a poor.
Amenadiel was like, "This place looks nice. Oh, it's so romantic." Lucifer would have made so much fun of him for that,
I
though.
hope he brought his own sheets.
Ooh. Mm, yeah.
You know he didn't though, because it's
Amenadiel. And Maze would just be like, I know what happened here. Oh, this place again.
Can you imagine Benedetto going to Target and buying new sheets? No.
I'd like to. I'd like to imagine that. And this is how you become a fanfiction writer, friends. It's all fun and games till you start imagining what the characters would be like buying sheets at Target.
So at the beginning of the scene, Lucifer's talking about how good a nice clean shirt feels after getting rained on.
He did not buy that at Target.
Yeah.
No.
So do you think he went on and bought a shirt? He wouldn't have gone back to Lux to get one, right? Because the cops were there? Or do you think Amenadiel flew him up there, he went into his closet, and they flew back out?
Well, Amenadiel could have flown him up there, stopped time.
True.
So
then,
like his master suite, I don't know if you noticed, but it doesn't have like a dining room or a kitchen or anything. And there's a stairway to like nowhere. So maybe that's like an alternate dimension and he just snuck in there and got some shirts in there and left.
Although I feel like Amenadiel has his own private secret entrance because he's always just appearing suddenly in Lucifer's living room.
it's he has already got a transporter. He's like, take me to Lucifer's house at the most plot annoying moment. Boom.
He's just a sudden voice in the corner of the living room.
Exactly.
Lucifer. Or Lucy.
Meanwhile, it's just because he's got like secret cameras all set up everywhere, and he's like, okay. And now I'm gonna freeze time and I'm gonna show up and it's gonna be amazing.
He's embraced the Hollywood aspect of where they are.
He's definitely, of the two of them, probably the more vain.
Yeah, you can't just have any kind of romantic liaison. You have to have the flowing chiffon curtains / candles / whatever is going on in there. Fairy lights. Oh my God.
Okay, so the next scene is the moment we've been waiting for all season. Chloe punches Dan in the face because now he's finally confessed to her about everything and she's pissed. And I felt so good for her because it's about time.
She deserved it. She deserved to have that moment.
Yeah, it's been so aggravating watching him gaslight her and everything she had to go through. And he's just like, just the fact that he just thought that he deserved a second chance with her, it drove me bonkers.
Like, set up so disingenuously too. Like, what, you're just gonna get back with your wife and never tell her all of the things?
Yeah, like, 1, you're a murderer. 2, you let her take the fall for a bunch of things. You let her get ostracized within your own department. And oh my God.
It's kind of funny because, Dan, over the years, Dan does grow on you. But I remember watching this the first time and being like, I hate this guy.
Oh yeah, both him and Amenadiel. Like season 1, I hated them. Amenadiel was actually the last one I warmed up to. I warmed up to Dan before I warmed up to Amenadiel. but yeah, both of them started like just evil assholes.
Yeah.
It's funny because Kevin, he has this face where you can see why Lucifer calls him Detective Douche because he does kind of have like a douchey look to his face.
His resting douche face.
But he does really nail down this I want to be redeemed face. Like he looks genuinely sorry for the things he's done, after a certain point. So I really appreciate that about his performances.
I mean, after he watched Malcolm eat that kimchi rice off the floor,
his life flashed before his eyes.
He was like, is this what I'm becoming? Is this what I'm gonna be? No, I remember Taco Tuesdays, man. I gotta change my ways.
So next we come to a scene in Linda's office, and oh my god, this scene was so funny. It perfectly wraps up like all the therapy sessions for this season because Linda is just she's like ranting at them. She's finally letting Lucifer know how she feels. She can't believe the two of them, and like on top of it, she can't believe they're brothers either because they tell her this, and she's just like, "Huh?"
And they're just so like, well, obviously. Like, I do love that that's a running joke both
I
through the
know.
season
I
and
really
through
like
this
that.
episode. They're like, "What? Don't you see the resemblance? We're divinely hot. Like what?"
But yeah, she's like ranting at him, telling him that he always goes in the exact opposite direction that she hopes that he will with her therapy and her advice. And then he just does exactly that again. And I like that she tries to interrupt. She's like, no, no, you're doing it again. And yet they're just not listening to her already.
They multiplied. She's like, "Mhm.
Oh,
They are
yeah,
related."
they're
Mhm.
brothers. But yeah, Lucifer, they figure out where their next lead is and they go to leave. And Lucifer turns around and just tells her, "Damn, you're good." She's like, "Yep."
Yep.
She's accepted her role in this. So next we have Chloe showing up in Lux. I guess the cops have cleared out already because Maisie is just by herself, and she's like doesn't want to talk to her. And she's like, "Why have you never liked me?" And she's like, "Well, because before you showed up, every day was a party." And plus now she's hunting Lucifer. But Chloe explains that she knows he's innocent and she wants Maisie's help to help find him. And Maze tells Chloe, "Oh, you probably know him better than I do at this point." So she thinks a little bit and she figures out that he's going to go for Malcolm. And so Maze decides she's going to go help him. This is kind of like setting up for next season, Maze's storyline when she finds a new job.
Mhm.
And then they next we go to a funeral home where Lucifer and Amenadiel crash an actual funeral taking place.
Though to
So
be fair, it was not a
it
heartfelt funeral. I
yeah,
sure hope that when I die, people don't talk about the
sa-
BLTs
the sandwiches.
from the toaster that I sold them. Like
But they're there to talk to the funeral director because I guess his side hustle or his main hustle is to come up with new identities and give everybody paperwork. He's the guy who got Lucifer all his Lucifer Morningstar paperwork when he quit hell and came to LA. So he thinks that he probably got approached by Malcolm too. And he confirms it and he says that Malcolm needed time to get money. He mentions a guy named Tommy. And then Lucifer's like, "Oh, okay, well, we can go to someone for help." And his name rhymes with douche. So they're going to go talk to Dan. But I swear, the way Lucifer says douche will never not be funny. The way he, the way
it's
he says
truly
that word.
it's it just there's so much in it. Like
Like
he
I don't
just
even know how to describe it, right? It's what does he do? He says douche or what?
it's both delight
He,
that he can use that word on someone who dislikes it so much, I think, and also like it's just a fun word to say.
yeah, but it's his particular inflection. I feel like
I
that's so
know.
Is
delightful.
that like a British thing or not? Like like do is that normal?
I don't know.
I think I mean he says it how I would pronounce it, but it's just he has a certain way of saying it that's a little that's I think unique to Lucifer and maybe Tom Ellis, but it's hilarious. I love it.
Douche.
Yeah, and he does something with his lips too, right? He
Mhm.
puckers his lips when he says it.
He enjoys every moment of the word from beginning to end. And then he enjoys seeing Dan's face when Dan is like,
Yep.
So Chloe and May show up at Malcolm's home, and this is the start, I think, of a friendship that becomes really awesome later. It's like there's a lot of like good foreshadowing. I think in this episode, it starts off a lot of storylines that I really enjoy later on. Chloe knocks, and Maze just kicks the door in, Maze style.
why wait?
And they go in and they see a lot of unopened merchandise because I guess in addition to buying and eating everything he sees, Malcolm has also been going on shopping sprees. And
Yeah.
it looks like a lot of it is unopened too.
He's hungry for everything. I feel bad for his wife.
I know. But then
Yeah.
Maze and Chloe have a conversation about why she's a cop, because Chloe admits that no, cops don't really make good money. And Chloe tells her, because I get to shoot people. But she also says it's because she hates it when people get away with things that they shouldn't. And Maze says, and you like to shoot people. This is surprising to me coming from Chloe, because she looks at her and she's just like delighted. She's like, I like to shoot people.
It's kind of a moment where she gives back as good. Like Maze is expecting her to be like the most boring Girl Scout of all time. But we know that Chloe has her like little quirks and sense of humor and, is willing to bend the rules every once in a while. And I think this is the first time Maze ever sees it. Also the line where she's like, I'm so glad I didn't kill you that time I was watching.
I know.
And you're like,
what? So yeah, this is a reference back to, I don't even remember which episode it was. But
early.
it was when we first see Maze's demon face, right?
Yeah, she's like hovering over the chair with her demon face on, and Chloe's sleeping. Yeah.
I like that little callback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that scene specifically because I like the music in it.
Yeah.
But this is actually another moment that pulls me out, because there's no way Chloe does not make a decent living. There's just
seriously.
Like, have you looked at the pay charts for LAPD? They're pretty high. Detectives make even more.
It's like six figures, right?
When you throw in like overtime, which she has to be getting because murders don't always happen between 9 to 5. I mean,
she works all 827 hours a day to solve these things in one day. I mean, the driving alone.
The mileage that she gets, oh my God. Actually, maybe it's the opposite. She doesn't get good mileage because she gets there so quickly.
Yeah.
Snap your fingers and Chloe's there.
Well, exactly how Amenadiel shows up.
She probably gets issued a car, so she doesn't even pay for that part. So I mean,
yeah, I remember looking up to it and thinking, wow, they actually do get paid a lot of money.
Yeah. In LA, and I think San Francisco, they get quite a decent living, and then that's just what's on the pay chart. They also get the overtime. So much overtime.
New York City too. I had to look up New York City for a character not that long ago, and I was like, dang, you can actually live on that in New York City. And you can't.
When you read about cops making not much money, they're usually talking about like interior states in the middle of nowhere.
Where nobody makes much money.
Where nobody makes any money because the cost of living is dirt cheap anyway.
Yeah.
So the part that pulls me out of this scene is that they hear a shotgun cock and then a round blows up, and for some reason a bunch of feathers fly around. Yeah. So was it like an unopened package of pillows that Malcolm had bought? I was just like, why are there feathers everywhere?
Foreshadowing.
She keeps shooting. She keeps shooting at boxes, and more feathers are like going everywhere. I was like, what is going on?
Nitpickle. No, I thought the exact same thing. So I'm right there nitpickling with you, because I was like, it's not even like she shot the couch or anything. She just shot a box.
A box. Yeah, a box stacked up. Yeah. And even then, couches these days aren't stuffed with feathers, are they? Maybe the cushions are, but not the seats, whatever. But
I've never heard of a down couch cushion. That would be interesting.
Like we do have in my house. We have down couch cushions because my kids my kids are always complaining about the feathers poking out. They sit on them and they're like, "Oh, something's poking me."
And you're like, "I'm molting. I'm my feathers." And I mean, mine are just like the extra cushions, not the couch itself, but like the cushions from IKEA that I can hold on my lap while I'm sitting on the couch. Those are feathers in my house. But that's not what she shot with the shotgun.
Yeah, she shot a cardboard box.
Maybe he's just buying lots of really luxe down comforters.
Maybe.
Pillows.
It was a
Hell,
whole box
hell,
of,
hell was like really hot or something. So he's just like, I'm cherishing the cold weather now up here in LA.
yeah. And it's raining all the time. So, I mean, you know. I think maybe he is doing crafting. It was a box full of crafting supplies and the feathers,
He's
or
trying to
like
make a Lucifer costume with the
exactly. He was like, I
wings.
need to get me some wings like that. I guess I'll make them. But he
He
ran
saw
out of
he,
time.
Or maybe he just ordered a box set of peacocks and they just.
Okay, so the shooter turns out to be Malcolm's wife, and she's terrified. She was shooting thinking that was her husband, so that's how scared she is.
You know, it's a bad day when.
She, she thought she was shooting at her husband. She tells them that ever since he woke up from his coma, he's been acting weird, spending all their money, and that earlier in the day he was frantic looking for money. And we know that this is because he's trying to buy a new identity from that funeral guy. And then Maze is like, oh, he has an insatiable appetite that he can't fill, and it's because she knows, because she's a demon. She understands how it must feel down there. But then Dan calls, and Chloe tells him what they found out, because I guess she had told them that he said he was going to go for a beer, which was kind of random. But then they hang up, and Dan can't believe it because Lucifer and Amenadiel are just chilling in his office.
Obviously. Where else would they be?
I just love his face. He's just like, what the heck are these two doing?
Again, maybe one might think to ask, how did you get in and out of this? No, we'll just leave that for later.
And to note, this is the first time Dan meets Amenadiel.
Yes. Also, unbelieving that he's his brother. Mhm.
But yeah, so Lucifer's playing with a bobblehead and with a toy gun, and Dan tells him to get out of there. And then they talk about they tell him about Tommy, which is information that the funeral guy had told them, and then combined with what Dan has just heard from Chloe,
Chloe.
he figures out that he's probably gonna go meet this guy called Tommy Campolongo, which is quite a name.
Mhm. I do like that this is one of those episodes where everybody's doing separate bits that are pulling
Yeah,
together to
yeah.
create this, you know, the storyline, and it's working.
Yeah. So Dan turns away for a second because he wants to put Lucifer in a holding cell. But then he turns around and there's more flying papers and they're gone. This flying paper thing is like, I guess,
Yes.
Amenadiel's signature exit. But Dan tells Chloe about Tommy, and so she's like, okay, I'll meet you there and bring backup. And she hangs up before he can tell her not to go in. And then we get Malcolm meeting with Tommy. He's trying to get cash from him. And they hear a noise because Amenadiel and Lucifer have arrived, basically. And so his men all leave, and that's when Malcolm pulls his gun and he's robbing Tommy. That's how he's getting this money for his new identity. He's robbing this. What is he, a drug dealer or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. Okay.
And apparently him and Malcolm had this deal where Malcolm would take things out of seizures and then sell them, because Malcolm's such a stand-up
I
guy.
know. Malcolm's depths of corruption just know no bounds.
Mhm.
But so outside we have Amenadiel and Lucifer facing off against Tommy's guys, and wow, there's kind of a lot of guys here. He has quite a few henchmen. He must
He
be
does,
a
indeed.
big time drug dealer.
Not for
Um,
long.
but then Lucifer's like, "Oh, why don't we enjoy ourselves? So can you not like freeze time and just do this the easy way?" And so they have a big fight. I like this fight sequence, especially
I
and
do too.
combined with the music. It was a good team up kind of kick ass kind of scene. So that was
And
fun.
it's such a different take on, 'cause the only gun that go like, you know, they don't use guns, and they're not
Yeah.
killing them because 'cause they're not allowed to. They're just knocking them out. But the the moment where, like, Lucifer accidentally shoots, well, the person he's holding shoots Amenadiel, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, bro." Like, it's just so funny.
But yeah, they agreed to split up to look for Malcolm, but Lucifer, it was such a like a typical brother moment, right? He's like, "Don't do anything without me." Basically, he's making him promise to save him for when they're together. But then Chloe and Maze arrive. Malcolm surprises Amenazio, and he stabs him in the stomach with the demon blade that he took from the scene. Lucifer finds them, and he initially thinks that Amenadiel has like gone ahead and like broken their deal, and he's trying to apprehend Malcolm on his own. But then Amenadiel just collapses. And in a previous episode, I think it was 12, Lucifer had said that the demon blades prick. So I think when I first watched the show, I had the impression that it could injure them, but I didn't realize that it could actually kill them. And so it seems like a pretty serious deal when, like, like when
Yeah.
May shows up and she sees that he's been stabbed, and Lucifer tells her that he's been stabbed with a blade not of this world. So they all know it's like really serious. So yeah, I felt like Lucifer undersold that in the previous episode.
That's a Lucifer thing to do, though, really.
That is true. That is true. I think that was the one where Maze was like chucking stuff at him to
Yeah.
see if she could
Yeah.
hurt him. What was that? That was like
Yeah, they were
that was
trying to
just a
figure
couple
out
before
what.
this.
Yeah, they were trying to figure out why he's vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah, that's the one where that's Team Lucifer, isn't it? Because he goes out with Chloe and she's like, "Why are you holding back?" And he's like, "I'm feeling phlegmy," and this thing
Yep.
like that. It's that one, I think.
Yep.
That's like one of my favorites.
We
That
also
was a really good
enjoyed
one.
it. The Flemmy line was mentioned because it just cracks us up every time.
That one is actually my favorite episode of season 1, just because when they accuse him of killing someone, he's like, "No, they're innocent and I would never hurt them," and his voice wobbles, and I'm just like, "Oh, that's so good."
Yeah.
Amenadiel is telling Lucifer to just go after Malcolm and leave him, but Lucifer does. It was. I thought this was touching because they've had a pretty contentious relationship the whole season, but when it comes down to it, Lucifer is actually genuinely worried about him and he doesn't want to leave him, even though he knows that he's supposed to go after Malcolm. But then Maze arrives, and so she tells him she'll handle it and he can go after him. And then here we have Chloe. She spots Malcolm somewhere else in the building, and Malcolm is doing all these weird, like, jumping around things. He's like,
hungry for parkour.
I was like, what is this dude doing? He's running away in the strangest way possible. But
Peak Malcolm.
but basically, Chloe's firing at him, and so he has to leave, and he ditches the money. And Lucifer finds her, and she points her gun at him, and so he's like,
This again.
yeah. And really, I was like, yeah, well, why are you pointing your gun at him? You've been looking for him and telling everyone he's innocent. So, but I guess it's for drama, TV drama.
It's for the drums. That's right. She's like, I kind of feel like we just need to have a moment here where you're at the end of my gun again, like some bookends. But then don't worry, it's going to be fine.
Right? Yeah, because he's like telling her, oh, we got to stop Malcolm. And then she's like, oh, but his money's here. So that's when she holsters her weapon and tells him that she always knew that he didn't do it, which I was a little squinty at. I was like, I don't know if you always knew. It took you a little bit.
Really, Chloe,
Yeah.
you always. You were the first one to draw the gun. I'm just saying.
So
Back.
Lucifer has a line where he says, oh, so we're reunited and it feels so good. And that's actually a reference to a song called Reunited by Peaches and Herb. It's actually from the 70s. So I wanted to mention that in case we have some younger listeners. And I was trying to think back to how I knew that song. And I think it was a popular prom song in the 90s. Does that sound about accurate? Because I don't know how I would, maybe my parents listened to it or something, but I feel like it was in pop culture a lot. No?
It's not ringing a bell for me.
I don't know. It's so familiar to me, but I don't know what I know it from. So
Deep cuts with Crystal.
So Chloe insists that they need to clear his name first and then find Malcolm because he can't get far without his money. And Lucifer disagrees. He thinks that they need to just go find Malcolm. And she's like, no, we need to do this the right way because, and this is what clues Lucifer in on as to her motives. She wants to preserve their working relationship. So
Mhm.
he's just like, he takes some time to delight in this because, of course.
Then he's
But
willing
like,
to do it.
so she's prioritizing that over chasing after the actual murderer.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
She's like, plot-wise, I feel like we need to let him go right now. So follow up on that later.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. There's been a few episodes because we do separate units for Castle, Lucifer, and the Manteless, and there have been a couple where we're just like, what is this main character detective thinking police wise? It just makes no sense. There was one
They're
recently
not.
on the Mentalist where the main character Lisbon's like, well, we haven't found the murder weapon, so he didn't do it, and I was just like, what? What is that police logic?
You didn't know that? We haven't found the murder weapon, so therefore
Oh.
innocent.
Innocent until gun found.
Yeah.
Okay, so around here, Dan arrives with the backup as promised, and Lucifer surrenders. Lucifer tells him, "Oh, you don't need to do that. We found the evidence to clear your name." And so Chloe asks what it is, and he says, "Oh, I need to show you instead." Instead, next we go to Amenadiel. Maze. She's brought Amenadiel to the penthouse, and he's convinced he's gonna die.
Yep.
He said he tells her that he's made his peace with dying, and that he needs something divine to heal him. And this is they had put this in the recap, so you knew it was coming back. But basically, when did she take it?
Way back when he
Maze.
burned his wings.
Yeah, the
Uh,
episode where he lit his wings on fire, she stole.
Uh,
A
yeah, so
baby
Wasn't that?
feather.
she had a feather left over from his wings in
I think that was 6. It was either 6 or 7.
Yeah. It was
See-
but yeah, it was back there where it was like
Because
she
that pair of episodes I was saying earlier, that pair with the Menadil and Lucifer and the wings and whatnot, that's what totally hooked me on this show. I was already pretty into it, but that's what I was like, okay, we're ride or die now. So
I thought it was so cute though that basically this feather is a celestial band-aid because she just presses it to his wound and it glows.
a lot. Like not just minor glowing. Like this is like some big glow energy
Yeah,
happening.
it's like Pulp Fiction suitcase opens and glow on your face, right?
Mhm. And then out the windows and everyone in LA is like,
What's
"Huh?
that light?
well, like
Is it the sun?"
the other amusing thing to me is like, so if you remember his wings, they're very large feathers, and where did she get this little tiny dinky? Like, is this like a
It's
little
like
shoulder
it's the
feather?
little
It was
tuft
just this
underneath.
little tuft of down, like keeps him warm when he's flying. Woo.
It's from his underwings.
Yeah. Don't talk
Underwings.
about a person's underwings in public. Oh my god. Inappropriate. Not all feathers are that small, okay? I have really, really long feathers too, girthy feathers. Some feathers, never seen feathers this big before, but
Biggest feather I've ever seen.
the better for tickling. Or band-aiding, apparently.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Just
so
imagine she could have gotten a really big band-aid, but no, she took a little one.
Oh, boo-boo.
that was the only one she could stick into her little purse.
Lucifer's like, "Hey, is your ass glowing or no? It's nothing. It's nothing." Oh, my flashlight is on my phone.
I took a candle from Menadiel's porn studio.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Okay, so this next part was really confusing for me. Or not confusing, but this was like another nitpickle for me. But Dan and Chloe escort Lucifer to the station, and once there, Dan literally turns around and says, "I stole the gun. I did it." Blah blah blah. And, but I was just like, wait. So you know that you cleared his name, and yet he had his arm. He had his hand on Lucifer's arm, like he's escorting Lucifer with Chloe into the station. I was just like,
Look,
this is
he really
performative stuff.
he's tired of being called Detective Douche, but in fact, he is living up to being Detective Douche as well. So
just that hand on Lucifer's arm, I was just like, what are you doing?
he just wanted an excuse to fondle Lucifer's arm. You know,
Well, who can blame him there, right?
I know. We're with you, Dan.
I would do it. Yeah, actually, okay, that fully
But
explains it.
it is a good.
He wanted to touch his guns.
He
Oh
was-
God.
he wanted to find a little feather. He got a little
His
underwing.
little feather.
I just want you guys to know that this microphone is not picking up all the sniggering I'm doing over here, but there's so much.
Yep. Yeah. But the thing that I think is funny too is like what okay. What are you doing, Dan? Like you're just, like I just wanted to save this for when we got here, guys. Like I have to show you by actively turning myself in front of you. Okay.
There's no like car ride in between these scenes either. They just instantly arrive at the station.
Obviously not. We don't talk about cars here unless we're having a meaningful soul conversation in the car, and then it's always the best scene. But no.
If they did the car ride, that would be the whole episode, though, because it's LA. So
Yeah. We've talked about this many times. It's amazing how fast they can get across the city.
that's
amazing.
like one of the things about this show that kills me is they'll go to have like a 20-second conversation and then leave. And I'm like, so it took you probably an hour and a half to get there. And then you're just going to be like, do you people have phones?
This just seemed like a really good backdrop for this conversation. I location scouted it earlier, so let's drive there. No, don't say anything yet. Nope, not till we get there. Let's wait, and we'll talk when we get to the cool backdrop. Okay,
And Lucifer will stay half dressed after he goes and changes his clothes, and he'll come back and complete his cuffs right when they're talking at the scene.
Obviously. He's like, I was too distracted in the car. I couldn't do it. It's fine. I do like that he calls Dan Detective Espinosa.
Yeah.
In this
more relationship foreshadowing. We've been talking about how they're like setting up a bunch of relationships later down the line. But yeah, this is I like this one. He says, "I didn't think you had the stones." But as they take Dan away, Chloe gets a call from Trixie. She asks if she's okay, but it's actually Malcolm, which is never good when you pick up the phone and it's supposed to be your daughter. I mean, I cannot imagine the dread in Chloe's like stomach, her brain, her heart. Everything must have just sunk into the floor because, oh God, especially like given that it's him too. He's like the worst.
A murderer has my child. If only I'd gone after him instead of going through the motions of taking Lucifer to the station where we didn't actually need to go. Because Dan had already turned himself in. Ah, plot holes.
Poor Trixie. Also,
right.
how did he manage to get Trixie? I guess he must have just pretended he must have just said, "I'm LAPD, I'm here on behalf of her mother. Something's happened," kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's a bastard.
I don't know. Like, even when I was a kid and my mom is not a cop, I mean, she had a special code word for me that if a stranger wants to pick me up, they have to know the code word. I mean, I feel like Trixie, who is smart enough to get her own freaking Uber, would not fall for this, but oh well.
Did you guys notice this? Trixie's phone is shaped like a bear. I was like, oh.
Once again, Trixie for the win.
I know, because Malcolm is holding out her phone for Trixie to talk to Chloe, and it's got ears. I was like, oh my God, that is the cutest thing. I mean, it must be a case, but still, oh my God. I want to see what it looks like, not in a dark warehouse or whatever.
Trixie, Crystal wants your phone case. That's
Okay, so Malcolm wants her to bring his money, and he says you have to come alone. And so Chloe has to go and try to get the money. She like tells the guy who's checking it into evidence, I need to go inspect it.
Also,
Yeah. So,
I
like,
know why
FYI, that's definitely not how that works in real life.
Also, can we appreciate the real reason why Chloe is no longer an actor? Like, she's so bad at acting sometimes. I am really nervous and I need to check the money. Nothing weird going on here, guys.
which also explains why Lucifer knows that something's wrong. He's like,
Like,
everything
oh,
okay?
she's doing that weird fake acting thing again. I better follow her.
But just to note, we have to say goodbye to the squad room here because it transforms into something else in the next season.
Yeah, they move into a whole new building. We're just gonna change things up.
So in the parking lot, this is one of my favorite scenes of the episode. Chloe's trying to leave with the money bag. She's putting it in her trunk, and then someone is in a police vehicle with the lights on and everything, and a bullhorn. And he's telling her to stop, and she looks actually scared because she feels like, "Oh my god, I
She
was
does just
supposed."
have a bag of stolen money,
Plus,
so
she's trying to rescue her daughter, and she thinks, "Oh my god, they're gonna. This is it. I can't do it. She's
mhm.
probably dead." I mean, there's a lot going through her mind, but it turns out the person talking is actually Lucifer, and this is Lucifer talking in American accent. Apparently, it's so unrecognizable that she doesn't realize it's him
I
until
mean, to be
he,
fair, it's also mechanicalized through
yeah,
the
she finally realizes something's up when he says that he's gonna shoot her with their new bazooka.
I love that scene. That was one of the
Uh,
best.
Yeah.
we were considering that. That was like our other episode title name, our new bazooka. But I just love the way that she squints like, what? It was just the
She's
way
like,
that
"I
she
am panicking about things at 120%, but"
wait, huh? It's just the way that her face looks. It's so awesome. But she finally tells Lucifer, I love that he's still trying to talk to her with the radio thing, the announcement thing,
I
while
mean,
she's like standing right in front of him. But she tells him that he has Trixie, and he actually looks concerned. So I feel like she's already more than just Chloe's spawn at this point. So
he really admires her since she's, moved from asking for cake to asking for cash.
but she makes him promise that he'll let her go alone, and he looks very reluctant to do this, but he does, which immediately makes I mean, for me, I was just like, he's gonna fight, because the way that he looks like crestfallen at first when she says that, because he's a man of his word. He wouldn't lie. But he does promise, and so he'll find some way to get around it.
He's very good at loopholes as well. Yes.
Yeah. But Chloe arrives, and I like that Trixie's like, I don't like you.
I mean,
Tell them like it is.
that hurts, man. Like, if Trixie doesn't like you, why even live? You should just end it
Just go
now.
back to hell.
Imagine that little face telling you that she doesn't like you. I'd just be like, "Oh god,
Melt into the ground.
put me out of my misery."
So Chloe gives up her guns, and she insists that she get Trixie back before she gives him the money. And then she tells her to go hide, and Trixie runs off to go hide in that big. It looks there's all kinds of stuff
Warehouse.
on shelves or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Chloe opens the trunk and tells him the money's in there, but Malcolm reaches a new low. He's like, "Well, I was gonna shoot you at Palmetto anyway, so I feel like I should just do it now because I've been given another chance." Which, ugh, he's the
So awful.
worst. He's
He's
so
so
bad.
awful.
He's so bad.
Sounds like somebody's a little hangry, if you know what I mean.
We haven't seen him eat this whole episode. That's probably why
Exactly.
he's so upset.
Mhm.
He's starving. So right about here, a paper airplane with a devil drawn in it flies by, and I have to say, you look at how far back Lucifer's standing. He flew that paper airplane really far, and he has
Mm.
a really good aim. he's really good at folding paper airplanes.
He's got a really good grasp of aerodynamics with his
Uh-huh.
physics-defying wings.
Exactly. Yeah, that I mean, Amenadiel wasn't even there to help out with his paper
Uh-huh.
flying this time, so that was all Lucifer.
All Lucifer. Very good skill. And vital when you're confronting your arch villain of the season.
Obviously.
I'm gonna
What are
have to
you gonna
work
do?
on I'm gonna have to
Not
work
have
on
a
that.
paper airplane? Like, come on.
So Chloe, while Malcolm is distracted by Lucifer, Chloe runs off to go find Trixie. Or does she go off to find Trixie? Oh, she runs off to go hide. And Lucifer approaches him and he uses his power on him. And he asks, "You really want to live, don't you?" And he's like, "Yes, I do. Almost more than almost anything else." And Lucifer's smile here drops, and that's when Malcolm shoots him in the stomach. And Malcolm
Close
reveals,
range.
I know, and Malcolm reveals that what he wants most is actually to watch Lucifer feel the pain of dying, which, oh, this guy.
Yeah, what is with you shooting people in the stomach and or stabbing them in the stomach this episode, Malcolm? God.
I mean, I don't know, like, why does he have so much hatred for Lucifer? Because I feel like he should have had this directed at, like, Amenadiel, just because of the relation,
Well, he already
how.
stabbed Amenadiel, so what more could he's like a
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so
angelic
he
stand-in.
just wants to get back at both of them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would do that given that you're gonna die again someday,
Yeah.
and Lucifer would be the person in charge of the place where you're going. So, you know.
I guess with a personality like Malcolm, though, he has just felt so small in in comparison to them this whole
Yeah.
time that he's been alive again. So I feel like maybe he just wanted to, like, he's being petty. You know, he wanted to get back at both of them in some way, and I don't
And
know.
Chloe too. I mean, it's pettiness
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Okay, so talking about Malcolm and how terrible he is, do we think, because he tells Lucifer that, "Oh, don't worry, you're not going to be going to hell alone because I'm going to kill Chloe too," and he creepily goes after her, saying, "Here, Chloe, Chloe, Chloe." Ew,
No, so
that was creepy. But so do we think that he was going to kill Trixie too? Because I feel like he probably was going to, but
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, I
not
think
cool.
yeah, like I kind of just read him in this point as just a
point of no
sadist.
return.
He's a sadist. He's totally twisted. He wants to hurt everybody. I don't even think it was like specific hatred toward Lucifer and Amenadiel at this point. He just
Scorched earth.
yeah, I mean just everybody's fair game.
Yeah. And he wants to get away, which means he can't leave any loose,
Yeah.
loose ends.
And then like when you think about it, like I mean, he was just genuinely unhinged because you're dealing with
Mhm.
like the celestial at this point. Like there is literally no escape. Like you might escape for a couple of decades, but they're eventually going to get you. So like there's no logic here. He just wants maximum pain.
Yeah, unhinged.
And I mean,
I mean, this is the man who ate kimchi rice off the dirty floor. So
it's like, why would you want to mess with someone whose parent is God? Yeah. Not
go
thinking
big or
things
go
through.
home.
Go big or go hell.
Yeah, which you will.
But so here is where, like, this is I think part of what they've been leading up to the whole season is Lucifer has always been bad mouthing his dad, and now he doesn't like him. He doesn't talk to him. He never talks back anyway. And here he's like, he's just totally like trying to be the good son because he wants more than anything to protect Chloe, and he's telling him, "I'll be the son you always wanted me to be. I'll do whatever you ask. I'll go wherever you want me to go." So he's totally laying himself at his dad's feet, despite
Yes,
everything he
some
said the whole
people
season.
some people might have written like long essays about this exact moment, and that some people is me. Like, it's such a it's because it's such an interesting parallel to the last time we saw him talk to Dad, which was after Father Frank dies, and it's also such an interesting, like, he thinks, much like he says to Father Frank, right? Like, he thinks he knows what his dad wants him to be and where like, he's lying there thinking, like, "I'll go back to hell and I'll be the good, king of hell like you want me to be," but that isn't actually what happens. So the implication is actually maybe that's not what your dad wants for you or wanted for you all along. So yeah, and it's also very unselfish, and we have seen many a selfish thing from Lucifer this season,
Mhm.
and this is a very unselfish moment, which makes it very cool.
I'm just going to interject that part of how Tara and I met is she used to post these most amazing meta posts on Tumblr, and this is ringing a bell. So
Yeah, good times.
yeah, you just came storming in what was it, like season 3, early season
It
2,
was
with all your meta and like.
Well, when I started watching, it was just before season 3 started airing. Like, I had literally started to see, like, gift sets pop up from the, promo and was like, did I know that there was this show and there were wings?" And then I watched all of season 1 and 2 in, like, 6 days or something like that, and then it was, like, literally 2 days before season 3 started airing, and then I had to watch it slowly, and that was not as much fun. But yeah, and then I kind of fell face first into fandom really hard, really fast.
Yep. I remember that. Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah.
So I randomly fell into Lucifer. I just happened to see the thumbnail on my Netflix homepage one day. It was the week of my birthday, I think, and I was so burnt out on work. I was like, I work all the time. I never watch TV. I never watch movies. I never know what anyone's talking about. So I'm gonna try this. And so I watched it and I got sucked in so hard. I watched all 6 seasons in 6 days.
Oh
That's really
wow.
hard. That's really hard because I mean, especially
That's
season three is
Lucifer
long.
level watching Bones impossibly
Yes.
in.
Yes. I binged it really hard. But yeah, it just sucks you right in. And
Yeah.
just rewatching this season has been it's so good. Cuz like this scene, I mean, I feel like he's literally dying here. So I feel like this is maybe the most human that we've ever seen Lucifer
Yep.
because I mean, he's been scared of being injured from when Chloe shot him. He's been scared of like being around her because she's Flemmy, but he's actually scared of dying. We can see this in him throughout the last few episodes, and here he's actually dying, and he does die, right?
Mhm.
Like we,
Oh, that's the other thing that I love about this scene is that, like, whoever did the sound design, so good, because there's actually this heartbeat that is underlying the entire prayer, and then it stops, and
Mhm.
that's when we see him in hell.
I like
Um,
the shot too, the way that they go through the floor, like they
yeah,
Oh
show
yeah, I
Lucifer
love
going
that.
down. It was really good.
hell is downstairs.
Take the elevator. But yeah, so we get a glimpse of hell. It's dark and it's raining ash. It doesn't look like typical kind of things. Like we saw that painting of Lucifer with like flames and everything, but that's not what hell looks like. It's just a very dark and drab place. It's raining ash, but he's walking
Can't get away from the
through.
rain even there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna comment that I, the oblivious person, thought that was snow and it was cold, and yeah, I didn't have the right takeaway there.
Well, to be fair, in Dante's Inferno, the circle of hell that contains Lucifer is
Right?
the
Yeah,
cold
it's
one at the
it's the
very center.
icy. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when they did the blue and like all the stuff floating down, I'm like, oh, it's snowing. That's wacky, and I really liked it. And then I realized no, they were actually meant to be ash. Oh well.
Same, same.
Yeah, I think I,
Same
I think
thing.
he, I think he like flicks it off himself and he says bloody ash or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Ugh, dandruff, no. Hell is nonstop dandruff.
Oh God,
Oh.
Tara, don't say such things. This is
And
horrifying.
it shows up on his black suit. He's not happy. He thought he
Oh,
got away from that.
that's the worst.
There's no head and
No.
shoulders in hell.
Oh God.
Tara's really good at crafting hypothetical hell loops.
That's my secret power is how bad could it be in a hell loop?
But so Lucifer's walking through some dark corridor. He's being led to, and he sees an open door. At this point, we don't know how hell works. All we see is that he sees like some open doorway with like chains going across, and he's saying that's impossible. And so all we really know is that this door is not supposed to be open.
Mhm.
And then right then he wakes up. He's in the warehouse. He's alive and well. He's still covered in blood though.
Why
And
he
then
can't take part in the group hug later.
his eyes glow red because he's pissed. He's back, so he's gonna go for Malcolm. And then Chloe is trying to go get her gun, which she had left on the floor, and so she runs for it. And Malcolm's gonna shoot her, but then Lucifer surprises him and he punches him, and he falls to the ground.
It was a good
No,
episode
he
for
doesn't fall to the ground.
it was a good episode for face punches.
Yeah. Dan
Is
gets one. Malcolm
I
gets
mean,
one.
how we've been wanting Dan and Malcolm to both get punched in the face for quite some time, and we
They
get to
really
have it.
needed it. They
Yeah.
really deserved it.
And both Chloe and Lucifer get a good face punch in. So, yeah.
But yeah, so Chloe takes Malcolm out. She shoots him in the chest, and then but he's on the ground laughing at Lucifer, and he's saying, "I've got your coin," and he's looking for it in his pockets, but it's gone. And Lucifer shows him that, I know a guy. He got the coin back for me. But see, I didn't understand if you just watch it, it's a cool scene. But when you start thinking about it, you're like, wait, so how is this coin supposed to work? He's supposed to just have it in his pocket? Or is he supposed to have it in his hand? Why can't someone just. Obviously, Lucifer can just pry it out of his hands, right? How does this
Don't
work?
think about it too hard because
Yeah.
it doesn't make a lot of. I mean, I don't think God needs to have a coin in order to resurrect Lucifer.
That's the other thing too. I
Yeah.
was like, why would God save him by just transferring the coin from Malcolm's pocket to Lucifer's? Why can't he
But we
just
do
snap
appreciate
his
that
godly
Malcolm.
fingers?
Yeah, we do appreciate that Malcolm does not have access to it, and so therefore will be dead for real.
I'm just like, I just remember this episode, this part like spawned so much discussion and confusion about like, can angels actually die? How does that work? Like, was Lucifer corporeal down there? But like, and there was just like, I just remember like there were a couple on some of the fics that I wrote. There were so many discussions about like death and how it actually works in this show, and no one had like a really good answer thanks to this particular scene.
And that conversation continued for many more years.
Eternity.
So you're not the only one who was confused.
Yeah, this Pentecostal coin. I was like, "What is this? What Lucifer was carrying it for? Like, did we always know?" I think they probably left the lore around the coin vague so that they could pull it out of Lucifer's pocket later.
Well, he did say once earlier, like he did say it was like a, subway token that would get you
One
out of
use
hell.
only.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of that parallel where Maze sacrifices the feather, which she thought of as her subway token back to, home, to unselfishly save Amenadiel, and then this gets unselfishly used to save Chloe. But yeah, and then it never is mentioned again or anything like it. So just wrap that up.
So back in the penthouse, Amenadu wakes up and he's totally fine. And I guess his shirt got changed too because it doesn't have any blood on it. And Lucifer's looking around in his bar, which is still destroyed.
Too.
What? The
I
what?
said the feather healed the shirt too.
Oh.
The feather is also magic Clorox.
I think you mean Downey.
Oh my
Thanks, Bleach.
goodness. Tara.
Sorry.
Oh, it's terrible pun.
Terrible.
So good. Yeah.
Get it? Terrible.
Yeah, terrible. That was terrible.
Mhm. I know. My name.
That's why you were named that.
Mhm.
But Amenadiel, like Lucifer assures Amenadiel that Malcolm's all taken care of, but they don't. Neither of them knows where Maze is, and but then Lucifer tells him that he spoke to Dad and that his services are required because someone has escaped from hell, and Amenadiel isn't very worried about this. He's like, it's just one soul, so it'll be fine. But then he notices that Lucifer looks very uncomfortable. And then he's like, "Oh my god, you're afraid. Who could this be?" And I never in a million years saw the show going in this direction. So when he says "Mom," I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. I did the same when
It was
and I was so glad I didn't have to wait. I could just start the next episode.
poor Arya did not have that option.
No.
No, I had to wait.
But did you notice Drink Watch 2025? He pours
He pours
Amenadiel
Amenadiel a drink.
a drink, although
Although,
very small.
well, it didn't have very much left in it, and it's probably a
His
dangerous drink too because it
his
could
glass
have
is
shards
like
of glass in it.
Lucifer's is like I got like an inch of whiskey in here, and Amenadiel's is like a millimeter. A little. I'm like, sure
I
he
need a
probably
little
won't even
more.
drink
I've
it.
been through a lot. I just
Yeah.
died. He only
You
almost
only
died.
almost died.
Exactly.
You get more if you actually die. That's
And
just
so
the way it
here's
works.
my nitpickle for this scene because you see Lucifer and the blood on his shirt is still wet and sticky. So again, snap your fingers and he's there. No driving. No time for
No.
blood to dry.
Angel blood either stays sticky forever or disappears off of the shirt. Those two options. That's it.
Well,
The-
see, Lucifer didn't have the feather band-aid, the celestial
He
band-aid,
didn't.
so that's probably why.
No. If he'd known, he would never have burned his wings. He would have kept them for all the suits that
I
he
know. He
has
could have
to wear.
had a whole first aid kit if he had just plucked them all off and stored them properly.
No.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that final line, just mom, it was
Yeah.
so loaded with so many implications because the whole season you're just like, wow, the devil has serious daddy issues. And then at the end, he kind of like resolves that by like having a one-sided heart to heart. But then you see him like truly looking scared, and even Amenadiel is rattled by this. And that's their mom. So I was just like, what does that mean? It was
Stay tuned.
such a good cliffhanger, and
Yeah,
yet
such a good
such a
cliffhanger.
good ending to the season. It was just see, I have a thing about cliffhangers. I don't like when cliffhangers just feel like there's a cliff and here's our unfinished story,
Mhm.
and just look down and that's it. That's the end. But I always there's perfect cliffhangers and then there's terrible cliffhangers. But this one was really good because it just wrapped up the story very nicely and yet it teased you for the next one.
Yeah,
And they
I
didn't get
agree.
canceled.
What?
And they-
I said, and they didn't get canceled. So
for once.
for-
Yeah, speaking of cancellations and terrible cliffhangers, the show Countdown on Prime, I really
Mm.
enjoyed that one. And it left off on this ridiculous, stupid cliffhanger. And then they got canceled yesterday. I was so
Yeah.
pissed.
I
So
hate when that
pissed.
happens. Like,
Just finish your story and lead off with the next, like lead into the next one. Don't just leave people like your show got literally
it's the worst
chopped in
when
half.
people don't finish their stories.
Ugh. I
They
mean,
just leave them there.
the thing with Countdown that was weird though, it was something like 13 episodes, just like Lucifer. I don't know if that's the exact number, but basically the season as you would traditionally view it gets wrapped up around episode 10, and then they seem to start a new one, and they only go for like 3 episodes, and then they cut it off at like a cliffhanger, and then they got canceled. What the? Like, I
That's
guess it was an
weird.
experiment. It was terrible. Not good. Do not recommend. But it was a good show.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm almost reluctant to start anything
Uh-huh.
without reading that it's got at least a decent ending in the midpoint, or just wait till the whole show's done.
Yep.
Mhm. Because you don't want to get invested already and just have the rug yanked out from under you.
Oh, and then
And they're
like with
so good
with
at doing that.
Lucifer, oh my god, that was some drama. Like it's canceled, it's not canceled, it is canceled, it's not canceled, it's sort of canceled, but we're extending the season. But no, never mind, we're having a season 6 now too, and it's just like, oh my god, there's
I can't
so much
take
drama.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like a parallel with therapy between Linda and Lucifer.
Exactly. Really, it was a show don't tell experience for everyone.
All right, let's move into our rewatch checklist. Couch watch. I think it's the same couch, and yet
It
it
is.
actually
It's the
looked
same.
darker. I think it's just the lighting in the room, maybe.
It's the same couch, though. I thought, oh, it must be that they changed the couch in between the seasons, much like they changed many things.
Which couch?
Linda's couch. So me
Linda's
and
couch,
Kara
okay.
have had this couch watch thing where we have been convinced that her couch changes constantly, but yet every single episode we've done, we're like, oh, the couch is the same.
Couch is the
The
same.
couch is the same. So we've been totally been proven wrong in this area.
I think she definitely, there was like stuff got changed around in season 2, I think, quite a bit, and then when they moved to LA, everything got changed again.
Yeah,
So
so
it might be that.
we're watching closely when her
We are.
couch changes. We
Okay.
will know eventually.
The moment that couch changes, everyone will know. Everyone.
Please text me to update me.
It happened. Couch watch.
Yeah, specific episode count. Tell me.
You'll get this text out of nowhere and be like, "What the pickle? Huh?" I don't think you want to think about Linda's couch and the pickles that it has seen.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
no!
Many celestial pickles.
Yeah.
Okay, Devil Face, no update to that one. So that means for the
Just devil eyes.
season. Yeah, Devil Eyes. But he doesn't actually like flash
Nah.
them anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in season 1 got to see his Devil Face.
Yeah.
The title line was said by Lucifer. This was when they're on the rooftop. Okay, so chest hair watch. I feel like on the rooftop you could kind of see some stubble. What do you think, Tara?
I am not sure, but I believe it.
It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, I was like, oh my God, he has stubble that made me feel very itchy.
Mm-hmm. It's uncomfortable.
It is.
So you guys actually have a chest hair watch too?
Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
we do.
We're here for all of the really important details.
Anytime
Okay.
like he's like shirtless and we're like, oh, there he is. He's been manscaped. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
All
sometimes
right.
there's like stuff peeking out of his shirt. So yeah, we're very observant.
Between trips to the salon. What are you gonna do?
We're very serious here. This is a very serious podcast.
Well, now you got me picturing his like waxing appointments. So
Look, we know that he found the best waxer in all of LA when he moved to Netflix. Like there was intense waxing.
I mean, I actually had a scene for that in one of my fics. We're talking about the manscaping.
Full body wax from the neck down. Netflix could pay for that kind of thing.
All right, LuciTunes. There weren't too many songs. There's Rough Detective by The Dead Weather. There's Romance Dawn by Radke, which is the song that plays during the fight scene. That's another song really good to run to. And then there's Reading Your Will by Zachary Kibbe.
This episode brought to you by the letter R.
For real, yeah. So, okay, the good, the bad, and the crispy. My good is when they're in Dad's office and he's like, "He's my brother." Shocking, I know. He's much less handsome than I am.
I think my my good is sort of the whole scene with Linda, which is also about the brother thing, but just like the two of them sitting like chasing little boys on the couch while
Yeah.
Linda talks to them, and they're like, "Can you tell him?" And it's so they really do nail the brother thing there.
It's so perfectly done.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I believe your siblings. You're selling me on it.
Oh gosh. I well, like I was saying earlier, like this whole episode is pretty much crispy for me. I have some minor nitpick bads, but like I don't know that
Pickles.
yeah, nitpickles. My like the evaporating Lucifer causes no eyebrows raised bit, but like I really can't break it down to good and crispy. It's all crispy. So
So my bad, like I mentioned earlier, is Chloe's justification for why Lucifer is innocent. No passion.
His face is not pounded in. This wasn't Lucifer. Apparently, mine is like the random plot holes that I pointed out throughout. But no, I mean, I honestly, when I'm watching it, I don't really think about it too much. But I do think it's weird that both times Lucifer just disappears. It's kind of like, and business as usual. He can't have gotten far. Like, he can't have gotten anywhere, you guys. He was here 1 second ago.
Yeah. So my crispy is
Aria, do you have a
yeah,
bad?
yeah.
oh, my bad was literally where he disappears right in front of their face,
Yeah.
and they're just like, eh, seems normal.
I mean, to be fair, it is Lucifer at this point.
I know, but like there's certain levels of disbelief you can suspend, and I can't suspend it that far. I just can't. Like, if you have
Driving
somebody
times
literally
in LA suspended, but
like
this, no.
if this were Star Trek and someone evaporated right in front of you, okay, but this is not Star Trek. So
There's no phasers in this show.
No.
yeah, and I mean there was no beam me up Scotty or anything like that. It was just poof, he is gone.
It was beam me up a mena dude. That's what it was.
Yeah, beam me up a meta dude. And like I feel like there should have been a lot more reflection about that moment. Like, how does a human actually just like disappear. like that?
Like, people like, was there a trap door? Huh? What's happening?
Like,
And
they
what's with
didn't
the flying napkins?
like they didn't even sort of look behind the counter or anything. They're just like, he's gone.
Yep.
And just thinking about it, I wonder how they did that flying napkins thing. Did they have someone behind the bar who just had to go like fling some
Probably.
up during the take?
Oh, so like
Continuity.
this makes me wonder. So like I remember way back when Forrest Gump was a new movie. Have you seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah,
Where at the
yeah.
beginning there's
yes.
the feather flying down at the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They said that the feather is actually the hardest part for them to do in the whole movie. That effect of the feather. And now I'm like, I wonder if the paper airplane was difficult.
Oh.
Can you imagine? You're just like sitting there for a whole year, like on 8 hours of overtime as this paper airplane goes in the wrong direction again.
And I also thought it was cute. Can you imagine Lucifer folding that airplane and then drawing his little devil face on it?
It needed to be there for the
effect.
reasons.
Dramatic effect.
Is there a child and a woman that are about to die? Yes. But just a sec. I'm going to put eyebrows on this devil emoji. Just had those waxed.
Oh my goodness. Okay, crispy. Mine is, we will be forced to shoot you with our new bazooka.
Mine is
such a good line.
Yeah, and it's so Lucifer, and it's so their relationship. And it's also like we really need that like moment of levity because we're like, kidnapped child, death.
Yeah.
We need
Trixie is in danger.
Trixie. Mine is my crispy is the prayer because I wrote a lot of essays about that. I referenced that a lot throughout my meta writing days. Yeah, that was my favorite part. And also it's like we've seen him so selfish for so long for so many things. And it's just such a moment where he's not. And you're like, oh, there's marshmallow in there. He's definitely going to backslide a lot from here.
Yeah.
Hold that thought.
I agree on
with
the
marshmallow
crispy.
center.
I agree on the crispiest of the crispy. Both of yours were like my favorite moments.
She joins us in our crispiness.
Yes, I do.
In an all-around crispy episode.
As a funny aside to your selfish comment there, though, I tried to get my coworker into this show, and he watched season 1, and his comment was, "But he's so selfish," and I'm like, "That's the whole point."
He has to start somewhere in order to grow.
I know, right?
Drama. He has drama.
He has issues, which he must work through as we watch with delight. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with our new LuciQuiz. We're going to have a showdown between Tara and Aria.
Oh boy. I'm gonna lose so bad.
We're back with our new LuciQuiz. The way this works is I'm going to ask Tara and Aria 5 questions of increasing difficulty plus a bonus question about the episode we just discussed. And you guys try, like how on radio shows, you will chime in by just saying your name, and whoever says their name first gets the answer first. And then if you get it wrong, then the other person gets the answer. So
what's a radio? Just kidding.
Oh, no.
I worry that I'm gonna have a poor showing here, but we'll try.
Are you guys ready?
Yes. Was born ready.
I'm not ready. I'm never ready.
At the funeral, Lucifer and Amenadiel crash. What kind of sandwich is being mentioned in the Maggie? Okay, Tara.
BLT.
I
already said it once.
I had it. I thought it that fast. I just didn't say it.
You're just being polite.
So here I'll put this rule in. I have to finish saying the question.
Okay.
Okay, question 2. What kind of building does Tommy operate out of?
Tara, a brewery.
There you go. Good job.
I feel like this is slightly harmed by the fact that I didn't actually get a chance to watch the episode. I just read a transcript real fast. If you guys have me back, I'll be sure to actually get Netflix.
Okay.
Like, guys, I watched everything 3 times.
It literally takes me like 2 to 3 hours to rewatch the episode because I have to take so much notes. So if I ever,
oh my gosh,
if we ever turn this around and Tara does a quiz on me and I do really bad, that's going to be really embarrassing. Okay, question 3. It's another building question. What kind of building is Malcolm holding Trixie in?
Tara, a warehouse.
Aria.
I did not put that. Yeah. So Aria, what is your answer?
It was a airplane hangar.
Yeah, there you go.
Ha! I got one.
Yeah, because there's a private jet, there's a helicopter and stuff. So yeah, it's an airplane hangar.
And there's random towers of
I don't know what all the supply stuff is.
I feel like maybe it's a garage for planes, like, garage for your car. You have all sorts of crap in your actual garage. So, you just never know.
And like I said, it's a private jet, so maybe there's like all these supplies for like food and beverages and things for rich people that they need to refill or restock.
rich people.
Suitcases for DB Cooper's cash, all that stuff.
Okay. Question 4. What hotel rooftop does Amenadiel take Lucifer to?
I feel like we need the Jeopardy theme.
I do add it in when I'm editing.
I don't remember, and I feel like
Okay, so here's a hint. I thought it was a Roosevelt Hotel, but it wasn't. But it's very similar in name, and it's in downtown LA.
I don't know, but I know that in this show it would only take you 1 second to drive there.
Okay, it's the Roslyn Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
So, question 5. How much does the funeral director Neil charge for a new identity?
Tara, was it 10 grand?
Mhm. You want to take a guess, Aria?
100?
50? 50 grand?
No, Tara did get it right though, but I'm not going to give her the point because she already guessed 10. But yeah, it was 100K.
I left off a zero.
But whew, that's a lot of money.
Why is he still doing the funeral director
I
thing?
know, really.
Like, those people don't need new identities.
I mean, makes you wonder, was the funeral even real? Because, like, what kind of funeral was that?
Yeah, toaster funeral.
Maybe there just aren't enough people who need new identities, so...
I mean, at 100 grand a pop.
You only need like one a year and you have like a pretty nice salary.
That's less than a cop makes, right? Okay, bonus question. This one is going to be really hard. What scent of candle did Amenadiel have in his office?
Oh no.
I know one of the words, but I can't remember.
What?
It's Maui something.
It's close. It was tropical musk.
Oh, see, I was thinking musk and Maui and tropics.
See, I kept that out of like our notes and the discussion, just like I keep that in, but I really like that scene where he's just like, "What is that smell?"
And he looks at the bottom of his shoe.
Oh,
and also, and then Amenadiel's like,
I like that smell.
Which is also like it harkens. I mean, Amenadiel gets lots of those, like the cosmos are yummy.
Yeah.
I like giant pickles with my steak.
What's wrong with my apartment?
I like a little breeze with my candles that smell like tropical musk. Imagine walk in there, you're like,
Too funny. Okay. Any last thoughts about the episode? Really good finale.
I love this one.
So
I mean,
good.
even with all the nitpickles, I still I love the way that the characters all sort of separately come together to solve something. That's usually a theme in the episodes that I love the best. I love how many little callbacks there were to earlier episodes, because it makes it feel like there's a continuity that, is usually a thing that gets me excited about a show. And I love that there's like bits and pieces of kind of like the serious mixed with funny and bazookas and lore, and also Trixie was in it. So, yeah.
I mean,
lots of good foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like the next season starts and it's like been what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. And so the start of season 2 is when we meet my favorite character, Ella Lopez. And I actually wore this shirt just for this. I'm wearing Ella's taco shirt.
I
own a ton of her shirts.
Of Ella for so long because
I love Ella, but I struggle because professionally speaking, I am Ella, and I'm like, I cannot deal with inaccuracies.
You thought your driving times were inaccurate? Well, just you wait.
Oh man, if you really want to get me going, you should call me back for the episode where she gives the freaking like evidence to the defense lawyer. Like just yeah. Oh, that was so bad.
Yes, I remember watching this, like, we watched a bunch together. We watched Aria and I watched the entire 4th season together in I went to visit. And it was like, many a time you're like, I'm just going to pretend like you actually can get results back that fast. You can't. You'll be waiting for 6 months. No, you actually can't just break into somebody's phone. Is it an iPhone? Does it have a 6-number password? Because we're never getting into that. These are the things.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta stick your fingers in your TV ears and just be like la 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 la.
This is why I don't typically watch crime procedurals, but like this one had such a good premise. Like I got
Also,
it.
it had the devil in it, so I mean, like, you can suspend disbelief because the devil makes it so that you can drive really fast and get results in 24 hours or less.
It's a
Exactly.
supernatural show,
Yeah.
so and night never
Supernatural.
ends. So
Ella was actually a supernatural person all along. She just gets results like boom.
I would have been so down
Oh,
with
me too.
that. Yeah, that would have been perfect. I would have loved that. Before we let everybody go, we want to just thank Aria for coming on as a rom-com consultant. We really enjoyed having you on. We hope you had a good time discussing the episode with us.
And if you would
Thank
like
you,
to
I did.
read Aria's fan fiction, you can find it on Archive of Our Own at Aria Adagio.
Oh boy.
Make sure to leave a comment.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we forgot to talk about that. Like, your Castaway fic is like the one with the most kudos,
Yes.
right?
It was the last time I looked, but it's been a while, so who knows what has happened since then.
I mean,
I
I
just
checked
looked.
a few days ago, and it was.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's the one
All right. It's been
when it's just like there's a couple that are like multi fandom type things. So I don't know if they're just like enclosed fics or people's like hodgepodge of everything. But yours, if you look at just Lucifer and you know, filter it that way, yours is still number 1.
still going strong. All right.
I
Cool.
do
I
have
think
one
it
in
was
the
like
top 20. Though.
something like 7,500 kudos. Very
Yeah,
impressive.
I'm very proud of that fic. I do think some of that was luck with timing though, because I was posting that actively. So I wrote that in the hiatus between season 3 and season 4. So everyone was dying for a continuation.
Oh, that was like
and
right
then
in the cancellation
Yep.
drama.
yeah. And then I was actively posting right when Netflix picked it up and put it on. So then suddenly there was this influx of so many people, and they're like, "Oh, this fic is already posting right here." So, but yeah, I'm very proud of that fic. I actually went back and did a big polish edit of it like a couple of years later. So I think I'm very pleased with it. It's got all my favorite things in it.
It is very good.
I mean, that's why you write fic. Like, you want all your favorite things, so you just make it.
Yeah, they're not going to give it to you. I mean, you know. And if you want to read a story and then get left on horrible cliffhangers for, 6 to 10 business years, you can find me.
Tara is being terrible again. All right. If you're enjoying Rom-Com Detectives, please leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. For our question of the week, leave us a comment on Spotify, YouTube, or Reddit, and tell us what sandwich you would be eulogized with. If it's a BLT, good. I don't know. What about you guys? What sandwich? What sandwich says you?
I think mine would just be like grilled cheese, but with lots and lots of grilled cheese, like cheesy meltiness in it, and lots of butter to make it crispy.
I'll hop on that answer and say grilled cheese and spam sandwich because I come from Hawaii.
Yeah.
We love our spam, and I used to eat those when I was pregnant for one of my pregnancies. And then I went in to one of my appointments, and my doctor was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been eating grilled cheese and spam sandwich." She's like, "Okay, stop that."
Your heart is going to explode.
When she saw my weight gain from the last appointment, and she was like, "No, no more."
You're not eating for 100, okay? You're eating for 2. You're not birthing a litter of kittens. You can't have this much. Yeah.
If you'd like to join additional conversations about Lucifer, you can visit the Lucifer subreddit at reddit.com/r/Lucifer. To contact me and Tara, email us at host@romcomdetectives.com, and you can be a rom-com consultant just like Aria. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, or Blue Sky at Rom-Com Detectives, or leave us a voicemail or text message at 1-650-733-XOXO or 9696. This episode of Rom-Com Detectives was recorded on October 11, 2025. Rom-Com Detectives Lucifer Unit is co-hosted by Krista Watanabe and Tara Avery and is produced by Pico's House. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you guys next time for our breakdown of the Season 2 premiere, Everything's Coming Up Lucifer. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.